That's weird they changed it. Hey, everybody, welcome. Welcome, one and all, from around the globe, apparently. That's very cool. Welcome to another Salt Project Community Open Hour, this one for June 20th, 2024. You notice I had to check that? It's all right. We're already halfway through 2024. That is crazy to me. Wow. Hey, thanks everybody for being here. I'm the Salt Project Community Manager. My name is Chunga, or Jimmy Chunga if you're nasty. That's an old reference. It's not even funny anymore. Here's where you can find Salt Project, I should say. We're on YouTube, GitHub, Discord, Reddit, LinkedIn, The Hacks with one Tom Hatch and yours truly, X, Facebook, Instagram, and I think there's a couple others in there too that I probably need to add to this little slide. Here's what's happening today, friends. We've got our general updates. I'm gonna hit the Discord server. I think everybody on this call is actually in the Discord server, but for the folks that watch on YouTube later, we're gonna hit that. Some things are going end of life. And our good friend David Murphy is here to talk about that. Also, I want to say a heartfelt thank you to a couple of people, and we're also going to be soliciting some involvement in a new program we've got, and we'll talk about that here in a bit. And then Nick, our good friend Nick Arrone, who is about to go on. You're not on vacation yet, are you, Nick? I didn't ruin your vacation.
No, you did not, sir, and you wouldn't be ruining it anyway to be with this group.
See, that's why I love the man, Nick Arrone, ladies and gentlemen. He'll be presenting on something very cool coming up here in just a minute. Salt Project Community Open Hour has a new schedule. Well, it's a new-ish schedule. I think somebody needs to go on mute. Or is it Nick? No, I don't know. Anyway, Salt Project Community Open Hour has a new schedule. It's once a month now. Every open hour, it takes place on the third Thursday of every month. That's 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Pacific time. That's 11 a.m. to noon Mountain time. Work your way east. From there, our next Salt Project Community Open Hour is going to happen on July 18th. So we sure hope you join us. And a good way to make a note of it or put it in your calendar is to head to Discord. I'll tell you about that in a sec. But first, we would like to invite you to join a Salt Project community working group. There's a whole slew of them. Windows, extensions, security, there's a bunch. So head to saltproject.io/working groups. You can learn more. And the community is more important now than ever. So we would love your involvement in those working groups if you're so inclined. All right, Discord. So a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month or so ago, maybe a little longer actually. Wow, how time goes. We made a transition from Slack to Discord. Salt Project did. Slack has been discontinued. So for those of you that have not been actively engaged or not been checking in, if you try to go to Slack, you can't anymore. And I think we've got Derek here. Derek, has the Slack been completely shut down now? I know we had it live, but you couldn't post on it for a long time. Is it still there, or is it gone completely now?
It is completely destroyed.
Yeah, I had a feeling. So yeah, there is no more Slack. Well, there you go. But in our tragedy, we found glory in Discord. We've got a great Discord server, and the link is right there. I have promised. Who did I promise? I think it was Pedro. The last one I would put a QR code there. QR code is coming. I apologize, I didn't do it for this one. I was talking about making sure that you never forget when Salt Project Community Open Hour is. All you have to do is just go to Discord events, and you can see the Salt Project Community calendar in Discord events. It's the same exact calendar that you get at the website at saltproject.io, and it notifies you when special events are coming up, so you'll never miss another exciting, another savory episode of Salt Project Community Open Hour. Everybody go sign up for Discord right now, will you? If you haven't done so, if you're watching postmortem on YouTube. Okay, David Murphy is here. We've got stuff happening. David, it's all yours, sir.
Yes, this is just a gentle reminder that at the end of this month, Debian 10 and Red Hat's Enterprise Linux 7 both go end of life. And as normal practice with Salt, when the release is end of life, we will not be supporting it with any new releases. Now, the Debian 10 probably isn't going to be much of a problem, but I expect that Red Hat 7, a lot of people are still using Red Hat 7 at this point, haven't upgraded to Red Hat 9, but we will not be making any more releases between now and unless something drastically happens. There's basically just a week left in it next week. And I
Yeah, I
doubt
was
we
going to
will
say,
be
well,
doing,
it's a week, so yeah, I don't think
yeah,
anything's gonna, yeah, any too
but
crazy is gonna happen.
it's basically a reminder that we will be dropping support for Red Hat 7 and Debian 10 with any new release that comes out. You can still download the releases that we've already got. They won't be going away, but there will not be bug fixes, updates, etc. Just want
Gotcha.
to remind people of that.
Thank you, David. Also, David, quite the photographer. I'd be willing to bet that you snapped that picture that is your background, correct?
Yeah, it's Hoath in Dublin, where I
Oh,
used to
very
sail.
nice. Breathtaking. DWAS, which wins? Your scenario or David's scenario? What do you think? Who's got the sexier view there?
I'm
DWAS is on
sorry,
mute.
it's a no contest. I'll take Thomas Phipps' background any day of the week.
There you
There
go.
you go.
All right. Thank you,
I'll
David.
try to
I
get you
appreciate
guys
it,
some
man.
pictures later.
Okay, yeah, please do put them in Discord if you would, like in the random section or something, because this is, I would love to see him. I'm enough of a travel geek that's a big deal to me. All right, so things they have been changing. We all know this. Salt Project has undergone some massive reductions. Tragic though they have been well, if I'm being blunt, they've been really horrible. And we have had to say goodbye to a couple more folks. This actually happened a little while ago. What, about a month ago or so? This is just our first open hour since we bid farewell to Tom Hatch. I want to say a very sincere thank you on behalf of the entire core team, on behalf of everyone that works on Salt Enterprise or Open, and everyone at VMware Broadcom, to both Pedro Algarvio, excuse me, sorry Pedro. Is Pedro here? I don't know if he hopped on. He probably didn't. And also a huge thank you to our good friend, my friend, Vegas local like me, our good friend Thomas Phipps, who's here on the call. Let's give him a round of applause, shall we? Like you used to do in Scout Camp. Round of applause to Thomas Phipps and Pedro. These guys are clutch, and they're going to be very missed. And Thomas, Pedro, I think you guys are both badasses, and yeah, you're going to be very missed. Unless, of course, Thomas, you keep showing up in open hour and you're interested in a program I'm about to talk about, in which case, hey, welcome back. Anyway, thank you to not only to Thomas and Pedro, but everyone who has been involved as a member of the Salt Core team that by nature of reductions and acquisition are no longer here. All of you are very missed. On that note, the community is now more important than ever for the success and the security of Salt. And it was about a month ago, I think a month-ish ago, we rolled out a pilot program, and we're calling it the Salt Project Community Core Maintainers. And I want to congratulate Melissa Strong. Melissa Strong was our first community core maintainer. She is active and working. Sadly, she's not here today. She's normally here. Melissa Strong works for the University of Miami. She's amazing. She's doing great, and she's been a tremendous help to the pilot program for the Salt Project Community Core Maintainer program. I've got to really shorten that name. Holy cow. But here's the thing. We would like you to be involved with this. If you have any interest in learning more about Salt or working more actively with Salt and working hand in glove with the Salt Project core team of maintainers, that being DWAS, who's here, and David Murphy, and Derek, and you know, they're all, there's a bunch of them here. And you'll be working hand in hand, Elisa, with all these folks. We want you. Super simple way to do this. You can just contact me, jimmy.chunga@broadcom.com, or you can hit me on Discord, and it's just Jimmy Chunga there. Now, this is what we're looking for. You may be assuming that we're looking for a certain level of contributor or maintainer, and that is not the case. If you're a newer member, we're still very interested in you. We have work for newer members to do. Someone who is newer to Salt, I mean, obviously there's a couple of things that you're going to have to know. Python, for example. We don't want, brand new, super green. I think Murphy and Woz would kill me if I were to send somebody super green. But we're, you know, if you're a newer user of salt, we would love to have you. Melissa, I would probably put Melissa, you know, she's a very strong kind of, you know, upper mid-tier user of salt. She's very anxious and eager to learn more, and was a perfect candidate for this. And we're also looking for senior, veteran, old grizzled members of the Salt Project community that would like to get in and maybe get some changes made that you wanted to have changed for a long time. So if there's any interest there, again, you can hit me up on Discord. You can also hit me up via email, jimmy.tunga@broadcom.com, and we'll get you started. You'll be attending one of our weekly stand-ups. We actually have 3. You'll be in one of them. And like I said, you'll be working hand in glove with SALT core team maintainers. You'll get a ton of mentoring. You'll get a ton of education. You may actually have a little bit of fun. And if you're, like I said, if you've been using SALT for a long time, you'll probably get some things changed that you wanted to have changed. So no promises there, of course, but you know, that's a pretty good chance there. So again, if you have any questions, you know what to do. Hit me up, and we'd love to get you going on this. There's a couple of people that I'm going to personally be reaching out to that we'd like to have involved, and we'll go from there. So, all right, next up, he's doing his stretches over there. He's got his tea. He's ready to go. What are you drinking there? Is that tea? What are you drinking in your?
We got afternoon coffee.
Coffee. Afternoon. Wow. All right. He's a man's man, ladies and gentlemen. Nick Arrone is here now. Tell us what's going on. This is Bitnami doing some pretty cool stuff with salt.
Yeah, so if anyone has been coming on to Open Hour or following the hacks for a while, you know about everything that's been going on with VMware, Broadcom, and Salt, right? Now, as we all know, change is sometimes difficult. I try to be a strong believer that you got to look for the good and the positive in change. And I will highlight one of those today. So one of those positive outcomes of Salt moving into the Tanzu's division here in Broadcom was our alignment with some other open source projects, namely one of those being Bitnami. There's also Spring and a few others. But today we're going to focus quickly on just bringing light that the team that maintains Bitnami, and specifically the OVAs or the VM images, because of course they do container images and a few other things as well, now come with Salt embedded. It is disabled, but the idea and the concept and the value to our users, that is, if you're either using Salt today or that you want the opportunity to explore Salt in the future, that it's going to be low effort going forward to be able to connect up your environment and maintaining it in a desired state. It also will provide some value add to those of our enterprise customers as far as discovery and being able to make it even easier to turn that on and take workloads under management, as well as some other new skills that I think maybe in the future Chunga will get into. So I'll put that little teaser that Salt is being involved to do. But I wanted to just highlight this for those of you that didn't know. I think it was done in late April, and we just recently put out that blog article. Highly encourage you to go read that. Me and our TMM Michael Poor put that together. We're actually working on a few other follow-up articles around Salt, the enterprise, just the logic and the value that Salt brings to the infrastructure management. And as we move forward, maybe even into your applications and the rest of your stack. So Chung, I'll throw it back over to you. If anyone has any questions, feel free to either message me in the chat or find me on Discord, which I guess I should load up because I haven't done it since I've re-imaged my machine, Chunga, so I'll have to do that.
Oh yeah, you got to get going there. Absolutely. Nick, thanks a lot. It's actually a really cool blog. If you've not hit the QR code there, you can check it out on saltproject.io. It's just there in the blog section. More blogs on this are coming. And for those of you that are so inclined, our internal folks that may be watching this, Nick and Michael are going to be featured in an upcoming issue or episode, I don't even know what we call them, of Tanzu Live, in which they're going to be talking about Salt, why Salt is so incredibly powerful, and what it does under the hood of Tanzu, making Tanzu so amazing. So that's going to be coming up soon. We'll put that link in Discord as well as soon as it becomes available. So Nick, thanks a lot, man. I really appreciate you taking some time to do that. Okay, so nice, Nick. I appreciate it. Okay, Q&A. It's Q&A time. We'll go ahead and let me stop sharing so that we can all see each other's bright and shiny faces here. Okay, questions. Fire away. We have no Nick Hughes today, and we have no Gary Geeson. Is Hunter? Oh, Hunter is here. Thank heavens, Hunter is here.
And
Or,
I do
Oh,
have
yeah.
one, but I'll wait until the end if others want to go first.
Okay, Derek, you were about to say something.
Yeah, I also wanted to. I saw that in the Discord. There was a question. I think it might have been Max Arnold who had it about the state of heist and what the future around that kind of is. And I don't know if there was a member of the Salt Project team who could speak to the future around that.
I think that someone could be DWAS. Not that I'm putting him on the spot or anything.
I was hoping David would step in, but it's all right. No, I mean, obviously, you know, in the last couple open hours, and it's no secret that the core team has been diminished quite a bit, and so at the you know at this juncture, we just don't have the staffing to continue to work on heist. We're gonna you know, it definitely could happen in the future, but right now there are no current plans to continue working on heist. That said, there are several members of the community that have actively been contributing to Salt SSH, and it in the last few releases, Salt SSH has been getting a lot of love. So you know, my take on that is that we'd like to continue to encourage people to contribute to Salt SSH, and I really would like to see at some point in the future some of the architectural decisions that were made in Heist that are greatly superior to Salt SSH. I'd like to see those hopefully get integrated into Salt SSH. So that is not something that we're not like abandoning Heist and focusing on Salt SSH, but because there is community involvement with Salt SSH, we're gonna try to support those community members in making some positive changes there.
Yeah, and I'm glad you touched on that. I think it's important to state that, you know, some of these things that we've had to, you know, move to the back burner or put into mothballs, hopefully temporarily, they're not dead, right? They're still around, and you can still work with them within the community. Is that correct?
True, but I don't know. Like, I don't know if there's gonna be, you know, if someone opens a PR against Heist, I don't know how much of a priority it's
It
gonna
might be a
be.
while. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right,
So
DWAS,
I
thank
would,
you.
my recommendation would be that if you're looking to contribute to Salt SSH.
Okay. All right. Good advice. There you go.
I remember, sorry, I
Go
remember
for it, Max.
Tyler had some plans on Heist. Is Tyler still on the team?
I'm right here, yes.
But you no longer work on Heist, right?
No, my focus has been shifted to Salt
Okay, thank you.
and Salt SSH.
Again, much like DWAS, it's my hope that these things will change, right? But there's tons and tons of question marks, and the herd has been significantly thinned, as I'm sure you all know, like Waz has said. So, okay, Max, are you good? You're okay? Nothing else there for Max? Okay, Hunter,
Yes.
go for it.
The first one that I have, am I on? Yes.
You're good. Yeah, we hear.
I've actually got a project right now. I'm trying to install or set up via Terraform temporary salt clusters in SSA in AWS so that my team can test various wide-ranging changes to our repo. As part of that, I've got the Git repo that has all of our salt configs and things in it up onto what will be the Salt master. Does the community recommend using Salt SSH or a local master list with Salt call to configure the master itself and basically I'm trying to bootstrap Salt. What tends to work best? Any opinions? I gotta laugh.
Yeah, Thomas laughed.
Yeah, I used to do something like that in Vagrant. And I actually used Vagrant for bootstrapping the master, like auto-generating certs and whatnot with Vagrant. But
I'm going down that path. I'm actually using Terraform with some pre-built images. I'm not trying to set up a super secure baby cluster. This is just for testing out, moving stuff around where we don't want to do it in the production repo, because we might blow it up. And I was just wondering whether bootstrapping was easier with Salt SSH or Salt Call. I had looked at Heist and decided that Heist was not for me. So, any recommendations from the community?
Salt SSH works just fine.
Okay.
The benefit of using Salt SSH is that you can use it later on to roll up updates on your Salt master, and it will use the same state files.
Oh.
But in but in the past, I also used Fabric.
Okay.
And init scripts, like anything can do that. But
I don't need a lot of
probably
I don't need a lot of config to kick it off. So I was even just looking at, yield naked shell script, but that felt very unsalty. So I thought I'd ask the community. Okay. I will try
another option I've seen is some people use Docker.
Where government and Docker is weird for us. So
okay,
we're not looking at Docker yet. The other one is this is a production issue. When we rolled out 3006 on our Salt Master, that has the Salt Master running as not a root user. That broke our Syndix. Does the team have any recommendations for unbreaking the Syndix when you're running the master process as the Salt user, but the minion is being run as root? Or is Syndic just a deprecated technology at this point? Anybody?
Syndic is not deprecated yet, but we do hopefully have plans to deprecate it at some point in the future. The work that needs to be done in order for it to be deprecated was initially planned for 3008, but I don't know for sure if it's going to make it into 3008 or not. But right now, Syndic should be working in 3007.
Okay.
And if it's not, please open a bug.
Okay.
There was an issue in 3007.0, which was fixed in 3007.1, and we added some tests to make sure Syndic stays working. So should be working.
We would normally stay on 3006 because we prefer the long-term supported releases. Is that a known break in 3006?
My understanding is that it was broken in 3007, but it should still be working in 3006. If it is not working, open an issue. If it's not working in 3006, open an issue and we'll get it fixed in an upcoming release.
Okay. If it's going to be deprecated, what are you recommending that people move to? Where we're using the Syndic is we have a high performance cluster. We put Syndics on the service nodes that can see the rest of the network, and then the compute nodes inside that cluster can't see the true Salt Master. They can just see the Syndic. How should we re-architect that to work around the Syndic being deprecated?
Well, it's not deprecated yet, as I said. So there is a feature planned to be able to connect multiple masters together. So instead of having a Syndic, you would just be able to connect one master to another master directly.
Okay. So we should wait for that.
Pools.
we should wait for that feature to go in before we kill our Syndic's setup.
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay. I will make a note of that. The only other question I had is, I believe he mentioned that there were some architectural improvements in Heist that he liked better than Salt SSH. Can you give me a brief rundown of what those are, or are they not user facing?
So Heist uses the Relen. So as a part of the Wonder packaging effort, we create Wonder tarballs, not just the system packages. Heist actually leverage those tarballs
Okay.
when it rather than the thin dir that Salt SSH does currently. So one of the major limitations to Thinder is you have to run all pure Python code, and so there's certain things in Salt that just would not work because of that.
Okay.
Where because Heist uses a full-on Salt, it uses the Wonder archive. It has, everything that's needed to run all of Salt in there. So that would be something that we could look at abandoning the thin directory thing that we do in Salt SSH today and doing what Heist does, which is, using the Wonder archive. That would make it more portable to various operating systems and architectures. And the other thing that would be nice would be, instead of shelling out to the system's SSH client, to use the async SSH library that Heist uses. But that would be kind of pie in the sky right now.
Okay. Thank you very much for the recommendations. I have one for Chunga or maybe Alyssa that I've just thought of for the projects that have unfortunately been, I guess, placed on hold or backburnered. It would probably benefit the community to mark their repos and their documentation as such, saying, this project is paused until greater resources available. That way people know perhaps not to go down the rabbit hole of trying to implement something that's not got a lot of community and developer support at the time.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. Yeah.
Okay.
Duly noted, Hunter. Yeah, great. Elisa giving the thumbs up. There we go. I'll give you my thumbs up too. What happens when I do the double? There it is. Yeah,
Oh,
double
that's
thumbs
nice.
up. Yeah, that's just for you, Hunter, right there. So, all right. Anybody else? Any other questions? Well, you got the core team here. No. No more questions. All right. Well, without Shane here to play us out, while Hunter was asking his questions, I scrambled to find a really, really good dad joke. And I think I've got like the best tech-based, tech bro dad joke to send you all off with. Your day's going to be much better today. So here we go. I asked my smartphone, Siri, why am I so bad with women? She said, I'm Alexa, you moron. Oh, there you go. Boom. Boom, there you go. Happy 4th of July. Hope everybody has a safe and sane 4th of July. Again, we'll be back July 18th. And again, go to Discord. Hit us up on Discord and we can answer many of your questions. And I noticed in the chat as we're leaving, questions about Salt SSH, potential changes to Salt SSH. Just hit up DWAS, or one of us, and we will find DWAS wherever he is currently in Vietnam, which is so cool. All right, that's going to be it for this edition of the Salt Project Community Open Hour. Thanks everybody for being here. Thanks for checking us out on YouTube, and we'll see you on the next one. Happy 4th of July, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.